The first church took care of the trinity of Satan in their days, though not perfectly. The present church, what's our job, is to take care of this order of Satan in our own day. The assignment remains the same, but we are more powerful because now we can carry Holy Ghost. Then they could not. And now we are in the substance. Them, they were in the shadows. So, but what the devil has done to us, he has kept our church generation backward, so that we worship God in the way that people worship God before the cross. Because Satan knows that power is, the demonstration of power is dispensational. You can never have impact in this dispensation if you worship God according to the previous dispensation. You have to worship the God of the now. The word now means this dispensation, the pattern and the character of this dispensation. That is why when you are using oil, you are backward. You are using water, you are backward. You are using salt, you are backward. You are using blood sprinkling, you are backward. You are using the shadows, you are backward. And because you are backward, you cannot destroy the order of Satan in the present. So that's how you see with churches everywhere, the order of Satan is still alive. With preachers in every, virtually now, you see even some of the prophets boasted how presidents, like recently one boasted how president of Kenya called him, and President Ruto called him, all of that stuff. That is what we do. We brag that the politicians, the leaders called us, and we use that to shine on ignorant people that have not received a call from even a police officer. That is the highest level of stupidity, because you don't know your assignment. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't know that in our days we are to defeat the order of Satan in these days. The Trinity, whatever the Trinity of Satan is doing, because Jesus has given us the victory, we are to enforce it. But we are not. And why? Tomorrow morning I will talk about the elimination of Babylon. Why? Because Babylon is having sex with the church, and we are getting pregnant for Babylon. He has exchanged our souls and everything and given the church money. So we forget our mandate. There have been exchange of money for mandate. The first attack Jesus faced from the devil, when he told him, if you are the son of man, turn these stones. He now got to another point and he told him, he showed him the whole world. He said, I will give you this if you bow to me. Do you know the meaning of bow to me? It's sexual intercourse. Satan wanted to have sex with Jesus, not physical, spirit to spirit. He wanted to transfer his seed into Christ. That is how daring he is. So your anointing cannot scare him. He will come to you like this and look at your face and bring you to the place where you will bow for him to put his seed in you. He now say, if you bow, I will give you all these things. So the church of today has bowed, and he has given us all these things. So the church today is very rich. Revelation chapter 3 church. You are rich. You say, I am rich. I have nothing. But you are naked. You are blind. You are poor. You are wretched. Satan has stripped you of your mandate. So you are not. You think the mandate is to bring people to church and they recite the sinner's poem, and you now say you are doing God's work. No, you are not doing God's work. The mandate is the defeat of the order of the Trinity of Satan in the heart of each person on earth. And that is not only done when we make them disciples of Christ. We execute the Great Commission without omission. That's the only way it's done. So you must understand that the church of our age has a responsibility. But because we have failed, there's a rising beast of the present world order. It is rising, and I want to show you that beast. And it is flexing its muscles, does not fear anybody, because virtually the leading. Look at, okay, can you just imagine a man of God is rising like this by the power of God, and God begin to give the person visibility. Isaiah chapter 60, arise and shine, for your light has come. And before you know, the person gained the attention of principalities and powers, and they begin to send the great men of the earth, people that Babylon has exchanged their souls with money. Exchange, gave them money, collected their souls. Some of them are presidents, some of them are big time business people, very, very influential men. They begin to come towards the prophet. They, oh man of God, oh man of God, and intercourse begin. Before you know, the message of the preacher becomes distorted. That's where it starts. Some people who were salesmen when he was starting, they said this is not what he used to preach. Salesman will never say the things he's saying now. That when he started, it was good. Why is the story always like that? Why is it always like that? When the person started, it was good. All the charlatans you hear, heretic teachers, when you hear their story, when they started, it was good. Somebody told me of Neno that when he started, the person told me they were the one even buying plastic chairs. The former head of the Truth FM, he was telling me, he said, these people are not always like that. Why is it that when they started, is because once the dragon see that you are getting attention, he will come to have intercourse with you, then plant his seed in you, and the seed will begin to grow in you to distort what you preach. Then it will give you money, give you fame, give you more accessibility, grant you everything on earth, and you, because of not realizing that we are not here for money, you will now begin to say you have made it. Pride, there's this kind of self of importance, overestimation of self. You begin to have all kinds of access everywhere. The world becomes your parish, and you see it as victory. That is why sometimes most of them are cut down in the middle of their days. When the devil realizes that you are going back to God, he kills you. It's a dangerous season. If you look at even the gospel music sector, the same thing. The person will be doing well, but by the time you get to a point, pollution comes in. How? What is this son of Zion, the daughter of Zion, now behaving like this? Intercourse with Babylon. And a rising beast you don't recognize becomes your companion. We are in warfare, sir. A rising beast you don't recognize becomes what? Your companion. The reason why God always keep his servant away from government and politics, so that they will not have intercourse with the beast, intercourse with Babylon. Write this down. The present world order has a rising beast. That beast is a globalization agenda that is fulfilling the Bible prophecy. I go over it again. The present world order has a rising beast. Remember, the present world order started with Cain, and is still here on earth with us. The present world order has a rising beast. That beast is a globalization agenda that is fulfilling a Bible prophecy. There is something I discovered in the media, global media. All the media networks in Africa, all, from Nigeria, South Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, everywhere. I found out one thing. All of them report in the perspective of CNN. Whatever CNN says is what goes around to those media houses. In Kenya, you begin to see Citizen emphasizing, NTV and all the major networks, they begin to emphasize on it. People don't know that CNN, NBC and MSBC, those major legacy networks in the US, they are a branch of the present day Baal. They are the spokes voices, let me say, the media agency of this globalization agenda that is fulfilling a Bible prophecy. They are the voice of the beastly government. They are the voice of the rising beast. And they have aligned the news media globally with them. Even when what they are saying is not true. Say it. They don't go to check. There was a time I look at some of these networks, I said to myself, maybe they are being paid by the US, these guys in the US, to say what they are saying. Because a journalist should carry their own independent investigation of something and report it. By the time you see international news, everybody is saying the same thing. So we have to identify this rising beast. And one thing about the devil, listen, the most powerful manifestation of Satan, I repeat, okay, let me say it this way, the resources of the most powerful manifestation of Satan comes from the church. Do you hear what I just said? I repeat, the resources, the strength, the energy of the most powerful manifestation of Satan comes from the church. The corrupt church is the powerhouse of satanic moves on it. The corrupt church, the synagogue of Satan. That's how Jesus called it, synagogue of Satan. So there's a present world order. It has a rising beast, and that beast is a globalization agenda that is fulfilling a Bible prophecy. And I'm going to show you a Bible prophecy, but let's begin from Daniel chapter 7. Let's wrap up some things we saw in the first session, which I didn't share. Daniel chapter 7 verse 1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and vision of his head while on his bed. Then he wrote down the dream, telling the men facts. Daniel spoke, saying, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the earth were stirring up the great sea. We are going to decode what are the four wings of the earth and what is the great sea. I will read from the Amplified version. I hope this Amplifier had what I saw in my study. Daniel, you just listen. Chapter 7, verse 1. Verse 2. Listen to verse 2. Remember, we are trying to decode what is the four winds of the earth and the great sea. Listen to what Amplified said. Daniel said, verse 2, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven. What are they? Political and social agitations. Political and social agitations. Political, social, economic agitations. Political agitations, social agitations, economic agitations, and in some cases religious agitations. All those agitations lead to protest. When people are agitating concerning economy, for example, there will be protests. In Kenya we have seen a lot of protests, and in Nigeria there have been protests. It was just recent I realized that one of the protests got one of the stations in Lagos burned. They just rebuilt it. I didn't even know that was what happened during the NSAS protest now in Nigeria. So this protest, there is no protest that is not used by a beastly entity in the realm of the spirit. There will be agitating for the right things. For instance, people are agitating for economic freedom, social rights, political protest, and all of that stuff. They could get up on a good note, but as soon as they enter the street, a beast takes it over. That is why Christians who know these things don't protest. We don't protest. A Christian who protests for anything is a Christian who have lost their position in God. We have something that is stronger than protest. It's called a prayer knee. I told you in the first session, if God give you power over the nations, you can dethrone and enthrone. Whatever is bind in heaven, you can bind it on it. Whatever is loose in heaven, you can lose on it. Like Daniel did. But if that dominion does not exist, you begin to use political and social agitation. Don't you see, even in Kenya, you see churches mobilizing people to go and protest. The Gen Z protests, all of that stuff. Do you know how many people died? In all the protests, what did you achieve? Did you stop the Trinity of Satan? You think the Trinity of Satan is stopped on the street? It's not. I repeat, the Trinity of Satan is not stopped on the street. When I saw pastors leading those protests, I said to myself, these guys don't understand Bible prophecy. The Bible says blind guards, God laments over such things. We are the ones that are supposed to teach the church how to behave. You sold yourself for nothing. You sowed the wind, you are reaping the wild wind. So after you have sown the wind and you are reaping the wild wind, you go to Gilgal. When the wild wind catch up with you, you go to Gilgal. You don't go to the street. But they don't even know Gilgal here. They don't. That's why they carry oil and pour on the street. Everything is on the street. Olive oil on the street. Protest on the street. Because the demons are walking on the street. When you understand Bible prophecy, you see how people demonstrate in foolishness. You can tell how people are not with God. People call them great man of God, apostle this, bishop that, but the characteristics of their ministry is not in line with Bible prophecy. So how can you be a man of God and you are not in line with the God whose man you are?